Hey, all you wonderful artists. Today we're going to be painting a clock tower like so. Let's begin. As per usual, you start by outlining your outline, of course. And I am working off a reference from Google, so feel free to use a reference if you need to, or just copy mine. I really don't give a dang. So, but you are trying to lay down the basic shapes of this reference and trying to keep things in perspective. So I want this clock tower to be the highest point in the entire piece, as it will be the focal point, and that will have the most detail, and everything off to the side is secondary, just leading the eye into the clock tower. This clock tower definitely has, I actually think it's a cathedral, but I keep saying clock tower because that's what we're focusing on. But it has some complex shapes in the reference photos, so I'm dumbing those down and making them easier to translate for this piece. Pen and wash is a little bit more simplified, and a lot of the detail comes from not only the pen, but also the wash as well. So you're kind of leaving room for both of those to exist together. You don't want to go too detailed on your pen, and you don't want to go too detailed on your wash, or else it pulls away from one another, at least in my opinion, for my works. For the sky, I'm actually leaving a pretty intense blue at the base of the sky with the buildings, where it joins with the buildings, and I'm also leaving some white space for the clouds. I'm not using my favorite technique of using a paper towel. I'm actually just leaving white spaces this time just to see how it looked. And I'm also, as the sky comes up, it comes up to a point with the tower, so it doesn't fill the entire page. It kind of comes up into a more cone shape, and I thought that looked really nice, and it pulls the focal towards the face of that clock tower. For the wash for the buildings, I'm loosely following the reference photo, adding in a little bit of red for the roofs, a little bit of brown for the clock tower and stuff like that. Very light wash, so as we bring in other layers in darker tones, the light spots will let these lighter washes bleed through, and that kind of gives it that nice aesthetic. It's called an underpainting, and so that's kind of what we're doing here, and then we'll come back through, like I said, and add in darker shadows. For the shadows, I'm bringing in a little bit of blue, trying to remember where my light source I want it to come from. So I wanted the light source to come from the top left of the painting, so all of my shadows will lay in accordance with that. And so laying down a light blue wash can really bring out those shadows and make them look nice. Always dry your layer before you work on your next one. You never break that rule, or else you'll have a really huge mess on your page. And now I'm adding in some brick, so bringing in some brown and red and adding in little squares with my brush. Nothing specific, the more random the better, but don't overdo it. You don't need bricks everywhere, you just need bricks every once in a while. And I think that looks really nice. Now I'm going to come through and add in some more contrast by adding in more intense tones of the previous tones I've already added. Oh, wow. The more previous tones that I've already added in. So that means adding in more blues, more browns, putting in some dark blue into the windows, and just generally building up my tonal quality through adding in more layers. As you can tell, I do these videos off script, so I often screw up, and I kind of like leaving those in just because it makes me seem more human. Kind of gets my awkwardness through too, and I had one guy compliment that in one of my other videos, so I kind of like leaving them. I don't know. We'll see. It brings a little personality into it, I hope. But I'm adding in some trees. I didn't plan on these, just adding in a little bit of greenery to the bottom two corners. Random brush strokes, really loading up my brush with a lot of paint and water, and adding in as much random strokes as possible. You don't want to add it too uniform or else trees will look kind of weird. Coming back through, provided that my layer is dry, with a pen and building up more details, kind of bringing out some more detail in those bricks, touching up some lines that may have faded from the wash, stuff like that. And you'll see me add windows to the bottom left buildings as well. So as you all are finishing up your details, I just want to say thank you for supporting this channel. That means the world to me. Please continue to like and comment on all these videos. That helps the YouTube algorithm, quote, quote, see these videos and promote them to other people. I really appreciate all of you stopping by, and any people of any skill level are welcome to this channel to try out these tutorials. I hope that they're easy enough for even beginners to try. That's kind of the goal with them, but they're also fun for more advanced people as well. Trust me, you will get better. Just keep practicing. Watch tutorials on YouTube, watch them from everyone, not just me, and keep practicing, and I promise you'll see results. I did this painting probably 5 different times, and it depends on the day, honestly. I have some really good days and some really bad days where I just get very frustrated, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me and just love hearing from you, seeing all of your work and your progress, and it means the world to me, and I love doing this for you guys. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe as well, but I will see you on the next tutorial. Thanks, guys.